Hey, welcome back to Fixing Things. Today, we are on the me-haul truck, and I think we got a good video. Today, we're going to be installing a 7-pin wiring harness for trailer connectors back here on the back of the me-haul truck. Because the me-haul truck needs to have a me-haul trailer behind it so I can me-haul stuff all over the place. So what I think and I'm thinking is, I already bought everything. I got everything. So we're going to be doing it today. We're going to be installing it, but not just, I've done these things in the past. And in the past, I've just did the cut and wire solder thing, and I want people to see that, you know, there's kits out there that you can get. It's plug and play. Now, this truck was never equipped. U-Haul had a 4-pin connector in the back, or a 5-pin, or whatever it was, the little flat one. Originally, as a matter of fact, I got the wiring harness, the original wiring harness, off of it in the back. And matter of fact, the bed wiring harness that's on here, this bed, the wiring harness that's on the bed that came off the brown log, plugged right in. I mean, the same color wires and everything, just snapped right in, was perfect. So I got the kit, all the stuff I think I need, and so what I got is, I got the brake controller made by Hopkins. They're not affiliated with me. I also got the extension kit, installation extension kit for it. I bought that too from Hopkins. I also got a wiring from Hopkins. The part, you just unplug the wire and you plug it right in from Hopkins. This is going to be plug and play. Also, that's a different project there. And I got a 7-pin connector. And it has the little extra wires. This is going to be plug and play. The little extra wires that come off of it, so that, and I didn't get the Hopkins ones, but I got this one here. I got everything off of eBay. And it's got the extra wires for the brake controller, so if your trailer has brakes on it. So it's got everything you need. We're going to install a plug and play, almost plug and play. We still got to route some wires, and there may be some soldering under the dash, or maybe a crimp connector or two. I don't know. We may pop in a fuse or two or something. This is some extra wiring from the old radio, and get her done. 7-blade trailer adapter braking pin thingy switch connector. Breaker 19. All right, I gotta get the me-haul truck back over there. Yesterday I got my daughter's Jeep Liberty almost fixed. Think this thing will start? I think it's start right up. Oh, my radio is coming on. Let's start this truck up. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? All right, let's get this thing in front of the shop. So I got everything kind of laid out right here. And this is the instructions for that, which don't tell you much. Here's the instructions for the brake controller. And it don't tell you nothing either. Just says vehicle Pacific. The thing is, we're not going to be wiring this thing vehicle specific. We're going to be wiring it for the me-haul truck. That's what I'm talking about. The me-haul truck. All right. So it just, different pages are just in different languages. So the instructions, those ain't no good. So here's the controller, and this just plugs into here. And each wire does something specific. So your blue wire, this actually goes all the way back through a wire you run down your frame and goes back to your switch and hooks to this blue wire right here. We're not going to be using these squeeze type. We're going to be using solder and stuff on it. So that's what this does that. Your black wire is your power wire. Your black wire is your power wire. This goes to your battery. I don't know why they make it black, but all these kits use the same thing. Black wire goes to the battery. All right, so this wire will hook to the black wire that's in your kit and runs all the way up and hooks right up to the battery. So what we're going to do is I'll show you. On the me-haul truck, I got my voltage, This is my starter switch, and right over here is my positive post. We're going to run the black wire. One side of it goes into the cab, and one side of it's going to go down the frame. Now I may have another hot wire over there. I'm going to test it. But the black wire that runs down the length of the frame goes right to the connector. I may have a full-time positive hot right here somewhere, but these are not very big, so I think we're going to use those out there. This is where I'm going to pass through my wires through my chassis into the cab, and then we're going to run them down a length of the frame. So we'll have a wire run on that side and a wire run this side. All right, let's go back. This red wire gets tapped into the brake light switch. That's it, right underneath the dash. It's right there next to where I'm going to put it. I don't have to cut the wire or nothing. I could just use one of these splice connectors. I may do that. I don't like those things because they could corrode later on. I like cutting, stripping, soldering, shrink wrap. That's how I like it. This is the thing I'm going to hook to the battery. And we'll hook our black wires to that. Black wire here. This is going to come from the controller over to the battery. And I got a spool of 10 gauge black wire right here. I'm going to run down the frame all the way to the connector that's going to be in the back. All right, moving on. The white wire, I thank them for handing that, but I'm not going to need it. So the white wire on here is just the ground. So we'll ground that under the dash somewhere. Or we can take it back to the battery, or however you want to do it. So now we got the snap-in insulation kit. That goes over there. And this is what it looks like. So this plugs into the factory wiring harness. And it's got an extension on it. And notice the white is also the ground here. And the white on the plug is also the ground here. So these all get grounded together. This is just an extension. You can just plug this in if it reaches. All right. If it reaches, that's what we'll do. And we won't use this. But this is the kit that so you don't have to cut your wiring harness in the back. And it's all factory wires back in the back, so we don't want to cut all that. Moving on. Here's my 7-way. I didn't get a Hopkins. Whew, and it's getting hot. This thing is hot to touch. Oh, I might have to put something up over here. I need some shade. It does have a high-powered wire right here. I might be, yeah. And that should be hot. That should be hot. I think we'll just come off of this connector right here, if that's even feasible. Here, there, in the cab, done. And it's even the right color. Brown with the yellow. It's not the right color. All right, that's what we'll do. Don't even hook it up to the battery. That's what I'm talking. Man, my face is turning red. It's hot out here already. Man, I got to get this going. So the first thing to do is run the 2 wires down the cab, then down the length. So I'm gonna roll out this 25 feet of blue wire. This got to go all the way to controller. That didn't go far. So this goes back, this goes into the cab. So we're gonna put that down there on the ground. Now we'll get the black wire. Why'd you waste that rubber band? Hopefully there ain't no spiders underneath there. This place I live in is loaded down with spiders. Probably ought to let my dogs out. All right, let's roll this one back. So here's the ends. This part's gonna go on the connector in the back. I'm just gonna leave a pigtail out of it because I may make a plug adapter to it so it can be disconnected to replace it. Just get it exactly right enough. And we're gonna wrap the wire with some good quality electric tape. One that's gonna last the rest of the life of this truck. This truck's a 1973. It's lasted a while already. So I won't bother you with me doing this the rest of the way. Plus, I'm not going to do it all the way through there. When it's laying across the flat part of the frame, I'll tape it up every so often. All right, I'm underneath the truck. I'm right next to the shabby chic wiring up in here. Here's the connector we're going to connect that one thing to. And this hole here, I'm hoping I can get the connector on. And that's where we need to get the thing. I need to put these glasses where I won't break them. Put them out on the bumper there. I may need them in a minute, right? But they fell off and I know I'll break them. All right, so first thing I want to do is I want to shove my pigtail out that hole. And that'll help hold it in there. Now we got to run this along the frame. So we want to find our other end. And we're just going to go along the same looms and the same things as the original truck. And instead of like pulling it through and pulling it through and pulling it through, we want to pull it taut to each one. That way we ain't got to come back through and redo it. Come through here. Oh, and that goes over. I'm going through this grommet. There's already a grommet right here. Over the cross member. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull all my slack out now. About every foot and a half, I got the wire twisted together. And I got my tape in my pocket. That way, if I got some spots where it needs to be wrapped and tightened, I got that with me. I'll need to come back through and zip tie stuff here in a minute. So, finish pulling this through. So now we got to get it further. There's another little grommet right here that goes over top of the frame. Over the axle. Okay. I'll see you on the other side of the axle. I can say it's a lot cooler underneath this truck than it is out there. Except for my legs are outside. I can feel the heat on them. Oh. All right, so we got the wire run going through the original looms and everything. And it goes out by the cab up there where our wire connecting thing has got to be. And it hanging down right here, it may be short. I may have to splice it. There's a mosquito on me, big old sucker. And you can see it's nice and neat, wrapped all the way down to the end of the truck, a long ways. And that blue wire, 25 feet. That wasn't no 25 feet. Whew, okay. The front of the truck is not in the shade. The back of the truck is in the shade. So I think we're gonna go back there. But first I want to show you where the wires came out. Wires came out perfect here. We'll send it through this little wire loom right here. And I think all we got to do is make our connection. So this wire's got to go up and go through the hole, wherever that hole is. I got it. It's there somewhere. Right here. So I'm gonna have to extend the blue wire. Probably put a connector on it and send it through, and we'll solder it on the other side, or something, vice versa, or something or other. I got blue wire. I gotta get all this heat. All right. We're gonna come back over here to the back of the cab, and it's like 10 degrees cooler. All right, here's where the wires penetrate. And we're gonna put the connector right here. Make these connections to that. It's so much nicer here. I may even put a nice chair out here. We'll see. A thing in there. Let's take this off. Hot. 100 degrees today. Always got stuff on my face. All right. So to get this Mamba Jamba in here, go ahead and move this out of the way now. I got to get that down in there. So to get that down in there, I got to widen that down in there a little bit. So I think we'll get the slicer and dicer thingy and will it fit? Boom. All right, I went ahead and drilled some little teeny holes because this thing is really close to the edge. And then we'll drive some self-tapping screws in through the little teeny holes. we can mount our pigtail. So this little adapter is for trailers with 4-prong. That'd be trailers without electric brakes. Oh, that looks better. Yes. Perfectamente. It even had a little groove to slide down in there. That joker won't come out now. 4-pin connector from the U-Haul truck, and this is the original 4-pin connector for the trailer. I mean the bed. Here's the bed. Here's the original wiring harness for the U-Haul truck, and they work. They snap together. And here's the adapter so we can hook this up. So it only goes one way. It's tight. Okay, so this is the extension, and I don't think I'm going to need it. So the extension would go right there, but we don't need it. Now this thing is hot. I can pull things without brakes right now. All right. So what I want to do is I want to hook this to these two, the ones we brought down here. All right, I got heat shrinks on the wire. My soldering gun should be getting hot. Yep. And I'm going to come at it from below. A little extra protection on it. I'll show you how I did my solder. Wood, it's hot. Always touching hot stuff. So I make a split like that. I make a split like that. I put the two together and twist them each way. started to shrink on me. There we go. Don't want it shrinking until I get ready for it to shrink. This connection will last the life of the truck, guaranteed. Some of you guys out there that are smarter than me probably got some other better way. I have my heat gun right there. I could just plug it in. All right. The yellow wire in this one is not the reverse lights. So I turned the reverse lights on and I did some probing, and this wire coming out of the main harness is the reverse lights. So we're going to tap into that wire right there and hook it to this one. Alright, so now we got our yellow wire hooked up to our reverse wire, and I made a couple other fixes to this. Some of the wires have been tapped into before and the wires were exposed. I didn't want that. Still hot. Alright, so now we need to go up front. This is done. D-U-N done. Put that right there for now. We can put the bracket back on there. Alright, we're up here at the front of the truck now, and we're getting ready to pull some wires through the dashboard. And I went ahead, this is the wire that goes to the brake controller, and what I did was, just like I did in the back, I spliced the same color wires onto this thing, extending the harness using soldering and shrink wrapping, and then using electric tape. And we're going to feed this wire through the grommet hole that used to be the truck thingy, the hood latch opener upper thingy. So we'll see if we can get this wire through there. So I'm going to try to come through this grommet right here. I can see it pretty good from the inside. Ooh, get away from me, sweat bee. Alright, so now I got the tape exposed. I got more than enough wire. Hook up these wires. We got to hook the blue wire to here. The white wire goes to a ground. We got to make a ground. And the black wire goes to the black wire and goes to the positive, which we're going to put here. I'm positive we're going to put it right here. So let's see what we're going to do. I think we can get this off without breaking it. We'll see. Alright, first thing first, let's get this blue wire done.
All right. Now we gotta see if this thing will come off. I don't even need this no more. This is a circuit breaker. That's all for the box on the box truck, and it ain't working. And all my lights are working. I think we can. Hook that joker up there. Put a nut on it, and hook this power up to that one. That's I think what we're gonna do. Let's see if we can get this one off. All right, so we got the big voltage wire, which has got a fuse on it inside, but this is also a fuse. Now this wire is hot, I'm sure. I don't see no smoke. Haven't let out the magic smoke yet, so. Okay, now the phone's getting hot, the cameras are getting hot, everything's getting hot. All right, I hooked up this wire to this fuse thingy, and we got the wires. You see, there's no heat. We're good. These are the wires going back down, and one goes underneath the thing. All right, definitely this thing's getting hot. All right, let's test the wires coming through the wall. So the black wire should have power on it. That's a good test light right there. Now we got to hook this red wire up to the brakes, and it's going to be one of these two red wires. One is a constant hot, and one is the hot that goes back once the switch is engaged. All right, so we're going to undo this wire and hook the test light into it. And one side should be hot all the time. So the brakes are on a switch circuit. So this one on this side is my constant hot. So this one right here is the one I got to tap into. Oh gosh, that was getting frustrating. Getting a good connection on it. All right, so we need to splice it into this wire right here. All right, so this in here is out of the weather, and so we're gonna hook one of these thingies on it. All right, it's working. Come on. Oh, I'm so close to the end, it's like fighting me. Oh. Let's go hook up that ground cable. Oh my gosh, it's fighting me. Okay. All right, let's hook it up. Go down with the pressure, and when you're pushing to 92, but it shouldn't have nothing. Oh yeah, still got power. Whew, that was a tough one, but it's done. It's not tough because it was hard. Man, it was over 100 degrees today. And I need to go inside. All right, but it's done. That looks good. The truck is coming together. It's ready to tow stuff. Oh, time to put the me-haul truck back in the OK corral. Oh, still got. I'll get that after I move the truck. Oh, still got to hook up some lights. I'm hoping next weekend it's gonna be a get it done video. Oh, I hear Polly and Penny. What's that noise outside? Oh. Put the me-haul truck away. Oh. The good thing is there was no magic smoke. Magic smoke ain't got no place here. The factory installed magic smoke. I thought I messed up the brake wires, the brake lights. Ended up the plug was just corroded. 20 hasn't been unplugged since 1973. Will it start? This is a will it start video now. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? All right. I don't need no backup. I can't find that backup camera. I don't need no backup camera. Got good brakes. Oh yeah. Back where she belongs. Just hope there ain't no draw on the battery. Because you know, if there's a draw on the battery after all this, it's coming back out. I'm putting it back the way it was. Set the brake pressure. It works. Oh man.
I know one thing. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Oh, it was so hot today. I want to say thank you to all you out there who watch my dedicated watch my little channel. All you guys, you kids out there that I cut hair. Oh, I probably got 50, 60 kids that diligently watch my channel. Oh, thank you guys. I cut their hair, and they tell me, Pastor Bill, I seen you on your channel. I seen you working on a me-haul truck. I seen you got hurt. Are you okay? Oh, it's so nice. That AC, 100 degrees today. And that AC kept it cool in here. It's 76 degrees in here. Even with the insulation not finished. God bless each and every one of you. Remember, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Christ strengthens me. It may have been Christ who caused that bullet to miss Donald Trump. Maybe so. Maybe so. Everyone's saying it was a miracle that anybody could have made that shot. Yeah, you know something? I believe in God, do you? All things through Christ who strengthens me. Whew, thank you. Thank you, Lord. Man, that was a good install. Oh, it was so hot. I gotta go water my wife's plants. See you all next week.